steal the throne away.
One of the main things you have to really watch out for when you're watching ONIC versus Team Liquid ID match is number one, who wins the first initial trading of pokes. For the first 2 minion waves, you see his heal was already forced out of the regen, so Perfect hasn't popped his. So little things like this, the details are what these two are countering. So ONIC will not contest that first lift though. So essentially we'll go to the side of Liquid ID.
Yeah, looks like Briscoe will take some bit of poke damage here, but if we're looking at the mid duo and how quickly they're able to clear lane, there isn't actually too clear of an advantage here, as both sides are going to be able to manage rotations pretty cleanly overall. King Kong though, going for mid lane, he's just a little bit of XP off of level 4, hits it slightly too late, so Witty will survive.
Second minion wave meet up at the mid lane, another usual thing that happens between these two, and they force out the Revitalize from Witty. So that's two of the healing abilities that Team Liquid ID would want to use. Gone. Let's see if the Revitalize will be back in time later on for the next big meetup. Usually these two don't like to rotate into the gold lane because they just want to set up the farm for their gold laners very well, draw attention away, and just meet up in the center of the map or in the jungle.
And we do get confirmation as well that it is Aran Badang, so luckily for us, no Roam Badang this time. That allows Team Liquid to play slightly more aggressively, right? Since they have Witty on the gun, opening up the map with him against Briscoe's Cho. Now the first turtle going to be coming out right now.
Yeah, tough boots built up by Briscoe's Cho, so it should help with all the crowd control that needs to deal with Frank Vision.
He's already messing with Fabian. Kurt comes in, gets caught in the art of Fabian. Trees the turtle away. Kurt off the fences, but it's stuck between 4 members of Team LID. So first blood goes over to Fabian.
And King Kong is going to lose his orange buff. He was brought down low right before that turtle spawned. Kurt just tried to trade something. That's a ONIC PH thing to do, just buying the trade. Luckily, Team Liquid ID decided not to invade the orange buff, so he'll still be able to get that, but this slows down the snowball of ONIC PH just a little bit.
Yeah, you already mentioned as well during the draft, Remar, that Team Liquid has a better team fight combination, and right, AOG, RWM, they got this track as well, so it's going to be very easy for them to just 5v5 ONIC overall, who, on the other hand, kind of have to play around pickoff, right? Since they have the Cho, Lucas doesn't actually tank quite as much as Gatot either, so they need a bit more finesse.
Join Granger, they see each other. Oh, Fabian! He found Kelra, who was trying to get the Scaled Lizard on his side, but Fabian was able to read the rotation that Kelra usually wants to do in lane to balance out and get a little bit more farm.
Yeah, great timing and rotation knowledge here. Being able to cut off Kelra while he's trying to get a little bit of farm behind his tower. So even more advantage going over to TLID now.
Yeah. Thunderbelt rush for Aran, so he's going to start building up stacks as the Badang. And because of that little trade, it's 600, nearing on 700 gold lead for Aaron Shiki in the gold lane. Kelra rushing the Hunter Strike. Let's see if the Golden Savage is able to balance it out a little bit in terms of the farm, because Team Liquid ID are supplementing Aaron Shiki very well.
Oh, in the meantime, Kurt being caught by 3 members down bot. Fitzcrack locks it in place, Benson keeps him alive. RWM trapping him behind the tower. Literally nowhere to run. Perfectly played by Heskiel, but now Aaron Shiki gets yanked instead. AOG comes in, cuts them off. Witty able to keep his gold lane alive against a 4-man gang.
Yeah, and because of what happened to Kelra with the kill on him by Fabian, ONIC PH decided to call for the gang. Kelra!
A mistake!
He still got caught by Kelra, and just like that, in a snap, this is what we were talking about when it comes to ONIC PH. They love to trade around the map.
Yeah, the turtle now being traded. Fabian steals it away and bursts down. King Kong killing spree to the joy. Now chasing Kurt and Briscoe, but doesn't have enough left to steal 2 left to continue chasing. Witty and Heskiel are here. The flash combo knocks up 2, but Kurt doesn't have enough damage. And because of that, purple buff is stolen by Fabian. Kelra wants a kill, but Revitalize means he cannot get it.
Yeah, and just like that, Team Liquid ID answered back. Fabian sees Kelra again.
Yep, he's going back in. Electrifying beats the fifth break. Trap 2. Another double kill to Fabian.
Flavor Fave too sweet for the Filipinos to handle right now. 6-1. And it looks like the string of losses that Team Liquid ID has garnered against ONIC PH has bubbled up into this. Them in the lead, considerably so. 5 minutes into the game.
A massive advantage right now already. 3K to TLID. 5-0 on the joy. We have enough. Oh, RWM in the mid lane looking for cover. The 2-man knock up. Heskiel gets punished as ONIC collapses. Spear of Destruction will connect, but TLID not going to look to continue this one.
Okay, ONIC PH decided to collapse into the mid, try to force a little sequence. They were able to get one. See what else they can get, because TLID are still looking for more.
Fabian scouts out Kirk and Briscoe. Aran's here as well, but I don't think it's the angle they want. So Team Liquid not going to try and force things here.
Both mages already have their first item, Glowing Wand. Starium Scythe already built up by the Joy, while King Kong just finishes on Hunter Strike, 1,300 and climbing, or closer to 1,500 is the gold lead that Fabian has up against King Kong. 5-0-1 already.
You never really want to give a lead to a Joy in this way, especially to a player like Fabian. So TLID can definitely play around him right now, and Aran has already been able to participate in a lot of fights as well, even though ordinarily Badang shouldn't actually have that much pressure this early on.
Now Team Liquid ID will be able to get this turtle without a problem, as ONIC PH will concede it. So that's the first 3 turtles going to Liquid Indonesia, while ONIC PH are just trying to protect their side of the river, see what other farm they can get for the Hayabusa and the Granger. They're just waiting for the power spikes of those two. Briscoe goes in! Wave of Dragon gets a kick on Aran, but AOG cuts off ONIC PH. Witty takes a lot of damage, survives it, revitalized, but RWM comes down in backline from Heskiel. King Kong on top, 3 misery, knocking him back. Meanwhile, Shadow Kill. King Kong picks up Aaron Shiki while Fabian is in the backline, dismantling Super Frizz. It is absolute chaos as Briscoe re-enters on Fabian. He is left by his lonesome, so Kelra shuts down the Usurper. Absolute chaos leads to a decisive victory for ONIC PH in that fight. Team Liquid ID were handling it relatively well up until ONIC PH were able to ignore some of the abilities that Liquid ID were throwing at them at the same time. The Shadow Kill finding Aaron Shiki meant a good amount of damage for Liquid Indonesia was taken off of the game.
ONIC was able to scrap that fight to victory, basically, allowing Team Liquid to think that they had the advantage, and then just baiting them out and waiting until their cooldowns were ready against a re-enter. Especially giving Kelra the shutdown on Fabian is huge. That is a 6-kill bounty that will immediately, like, just... What's the word? Just like boost him up in terms of farm.
Boost him up, get the compounding interest. We want to get really fancy. He'll start building up for him. And despite the 2 early deaths in Kelra, just building his 3rd item, he went for the Sky Piercer 3rd. So they're backing on the idea that eventually they're going to start getting more kills for this Granger, which again, it could be devastating if they do get those kills and they get those fights. And what we were talking about earlier about how Team Liquid Indonesia has that inherent timer in them that around 6.5 to 8 minutes they will try to find a sequence to level things out if ever they are at a deficit. That's exactly what ONIC PH did there. They forced that fight in the river to get it to the point where Team Liquid ID's early lead has been almost wiped out. So it's a little bit more of an even ballgame for this first Lord.
ONIC is aware of their power spike. They know what item timing. They're going to be able to face off against TLID a little bit more comfortably despite an early game deficit. So yeah, like I mentioned, only a 1K goalie now for TLID here, but they will still retain control over the Lord Pit. Aaron Shiki going to be left to farm up top lane. The Moskov is actually 0-2-0, so not having the best time in comparison.
I think Karaz already built up by Witty. Decided to go for the robe as his first item, so he gets a little bit more of the magic defense that he needs to build, especially up against the Vexana's early pokes.
Kurt, pointing out flicker on the Heskiel, now going to be taunted, but still very, very healthy. But that means his ultimate is basically all gone. Shockwave does some poke damage. Kelra comes in, does a lot of damage to Witty, but Revitalize keeps it up. RWM kind of wasted, but beautiful mid-range. Locks down King Kong into the AOG. Kelra bursts down Witty in return as Fabian now goes on in. Once again, a beautiful stun from Aran. Double kill to Badang, and Kelra is out of energy. Team Liquid take control and the Lord.
Decisive entry by Aran. He garnered back-to-back MVP games in his previous game, and now he finds the big play. 3-0
4. He gets a killing spree. spree. He found the Joy. He found Fabian.
Oh, he was able to get him. All right. And because of the kill onto that Joy, he was able to see Halberd for himself. Unfortunately, Fabian only just got to build up the blood wings. A little bit of shields probably could have helped him at that moment, but no point crying over spilled milk. But at this point, Team Liquid ID are in the lead. ONIC PH will need to handle a push that will potentially mean the downfall of their middle turret if they decide not to defend it.
I think at this point, TLID are innately aware that Kelra is actually a huge problem. This Ranger does a lot of damage. You saw how quickly he was melting Witty of all people in that previous fight. Aeronchik is still a little bit behind on gold, so they're going to need to wait for this Moskov to really match up. And until then, a lot of their team fight depends on Aran's setups into Fabian's electrifying beats.
Should be at around 30 stacks now for the Skypiercer of the Golden Savage. TLID, just Aran showing himself here. ONIC PH trying to focus on the lore and give up the middle turret. More defensive items coming in for the front liner. Athena shield already, but Skatakacha. And another tower fall to the hands of Liquid. ONIC PH's map has just gotten so small now.
Yeah, this is still very not ideal for ONIC Philippines. Kelra is fed, that is for sure, but the less room on the map they have to play with, the easier it's going to be for Team Liquid to go for flank angles. Fabian is always going to be searching for this Ranger in every single team fight, which means that ONIC just kind of has to turtle in the base somewhat unless they can guarantee safety pushing out.
Kelra has the magic blade, so it should help with the little shield that he could get, especially when Fabian looks for him inevitably. So a little bit more magic defense for the golden era of ONIC Philippines. While Aeronchik has had a good time farming, it's actually Kelra in the lead with the farm. Aeronchik hasn't been able to get any kill or assist, but he has been handling the macro. The pushes and side lanes that Team Liquid ID has hid from Aeronchik.
Team Liquid still continuing to be aggressive. Fabian was able to steal the purple buff away once again. Rose gold officially means Kelra's build is complete unless he intends to switch out his shoes later on down the line. The Lord coming up in another 20 seconds, and TLID already setting up macro on the other side of the map.
There's a hungry Hayabusa right now. Team Liquid Indonesia go for a 5-man distribution in the bottom half of the map. See what ONIC PH will do in response. Okay, they're going for their 3-2 split now. Doing the objective, and of course Brusco just hovering around to help Kelra get a little bit more farm from the minion wave. ONIC PH, I'm pretty sure they know at this point that Aeronchik is threatening the side lane push. Let's see how ONIC PH will commit into this scene that they know where the Moskov is.
Yeah, Team Liquid ID can feel comfortable letting Aeronchik push bot lane. Sphere of Destruction can just bring him into the fight whenever it is necessary. Now they're positioning aggressively. They're looking for King Kong. King Kong tries to quad shadow in, leaves one inside, but TLID is keeping their position. Kurt in the backline. RWM catches two. Knocks up. TLID the Lord locked down by King Kong as Fabian is distracted. He was kicked away by Kurt, but he's going to lose his life in exchange. As now they're going to find two. Kelra going to be able to find some pickups in the backline himself as Aeronchik comes to join in the fight, and that is going to be a triple kill for Fabian. Kelra looking for more. Doesn't have the depth and stacks anymore. Aeronchik fighting him directly with the wind of nature. Kelra dashes forward once again. Maybe a mistake. Oh, chasing him. Flickers forward. Not able to finish off Aeronchik, and Fabian gets the shutdown.
The control that Aeronchik showed, he could have stayed. He could have tried to get that kill, but Team Liquid ID told him, "Hey, you got us, and we got you." Fabian,
and one more.
Super Prince.
The unstoppable streak for the usurper, for Flavor Fame himself. As Team Liquid ID prolong the fight and bait ONIC Philippines into facing him directly. The Lord is cleared up eventually, but that is a momentum swing back in favor of Team Liquid.
Liquid ID able to balance out the fact that King Kong stole that Lord away. It diminished what could have been a massive win for Liquid ID, potentially even a game-ending win, but they were able to get the kills that they needed to get. But with that sequence, it is a harsh reminder for them that yes, Kelra's damage as a Ranger really hurts, but also a reminder for ONIC PH that you gotta be a little bit more careful because Liquid ID are more careful now. So calculated. 11-2-4 is Fabian's Joy, fully built already at this point, and Kelra just got hit with a poke damage from someone. Was that the Eve of the Moskov together somehow? Was that just the Eve? That hurt.
He was getting juggled basically by the remaining members of Team Liquid, which is unfortunate, but ONIC actually had a good idea of starting that fight, right? They entered with Kirk, baited out resources, then Brusco timed his way of dragons perfectly so that Fabian couldn't red clear the Lord, but then after that, they're kind of spent, right? They're split apart, and Team Liquid can just pick them off one by one, so they still gotta be able to balance out their gameplay somehow.
4,000, and climbing is a goal lead to Liquid Indonesia, but at this point in this game, just a 1 or 2 item advantage, and ONIC PH will have the resources to balance things out, or even commit a fight if ever. But yet again, no purple buff for this Hayabusa. Good ID has been starving. Who's able to get it? Oh, Super Prince was able to get it though.
At least that's something for
Yeah,
ONIC PH,
something.
but you don't want to be in a position in a game where you have to say like, hey, at least we got something, right? Especially being ONIC Philippines, the champions of MS6. Myanmar, what do you think they need to be able to do in this position, turn the game around?
Well, usually they will play for trying to win around the fight, setting the 4-1 split, trying to balance it out with the turrets, and they just hope that the 4 left around the objective are actually going to be able to win and get the kills. So far, Liquid ID have been executing the team fights a little better, so now they just have to bank on the fact that they need to play the team fight better. So both have gone for a 4-1 split, a 4-4 around this objective. Fabian already sees Brusco.
Let's go! Immortality is gone! We see King Kong trying to save him, but he's not going to be able to do so. Ogi Shadow Kill those shots down Fabian. In the meantime, Aeronchik in the backline on top of Kirk. Vengeance pop hard in the trap. King Kong is picked up. Witty slays Kirk as well. The beef is down. It is now a 4v2. Kelra still alive, looking for Aran. He actually dodges the strike, and Kelra shuts down the Batang, continuing the snipe from behind, but his survival was key for ONIC Philippines.
Kelra and Super Prince remain, but Liquid Indonesia, they will be able to get this Lord without a problem and without their jungler. Way too risky if Kelra and Super Prince got close, but it looks like, will they? Could they? Can they?
Kelra still trying to go in. Eternal Guard misses. Yehezkiel gets terrified as Aeronchik tries to jump on Kelra. Once again, the Lord is low, but no jungler is alive. It is a 50-50. Aeronchik secures it. Kelra drops low. Sphere of Destruction misses, and now Aeronchik needs to back off as Brusco is back, but gets terrified. Dashes out of the Lord pit. Looks like there'll be no further casualties here.
Less than 100 HP remaining on the Lord when Super Prince hit it with the Cursed Blast. We thought that the Vexana could potentially taken it away, but just a little bit left, and one basic attack from Aeronchik meant that Liquid will be pushing with this third Lord of the game.
Aeronchik had faith. He literally stopped attacking the Lord when he saw that skill indicator, because he knew any more damage would probably give the kill to Super Prince. So
exactly,
really good micro, again showing you why these are the strongest teams in the world. Lord will crash in mid lane, does some good damage. Sphere of Destruction lands on bottom. Aeronchik jumps in, gets knocked up, isn't able to kill King Kong, but the damage is done as ONIC cannot defend their bot tower. Fabian looking to threaten. Kirk trying to find an angle as Purifies first out of Aeronchik. He's able to dash back through, but Kirk comes in. 3-man push kills off Aeronchik, but it takes so much damage in the trap. Fabian electrifying beat. He gets kicked into the wall, but he's not picked